Let's just see what happens.
I took a look around your head, and I discovered something. Something about the new Cyclops serial killings. Apart from Ota, there are 4 victims. Shoko Nadami, Renju Okihira, Iris
Sagan, and So
Sojima. Who was responsible for these murders? Shoko was stabbed by Renju with an ice pick. Renju was strangled to death by Iris. So cut open Iris's body. But who shot So? It was you. In other words, all of these murders were committed by different people. There wasn't just one killer. That's how it looks on the surface, anyway. But that's not the truth, is it? There's only one culprit. One person. And that person is... Yes, you. The person in front of me right now.
You're blaming the commander of ABIS for this?
No, not Boss. The person inside Boss's head.
Okay, good. Hitomi?
Can you at least try to make sense?
Alright, I'll explain. You know about the abandoned chemical plant in Kawasaki? There's a prototype sync machine there. You use that device to swap around bodies one by one.
In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced.
Oh.
Mind, consciousness, memory,
So
they are traded. Switched.
we had to learn this before we could do that. Okay, that's cool.
I don't know where it started, but at some point, you got into Shoko's brain. Then, you got into Renju's. And got rid of Shoko's body. After Renju was Iris. You strangled Renju using Iris. After that, into So.
Oh, so we were actually right that Iris was the one that killed Renju. It just wasn't her conscious that did it.
Who you used to kill Iris and Ota at the cold storage warehouse. Now, you're in Boss's body, inside her head.
I see. If you know that much, then I have nothing left to hide. Yes, I am the culprit behind the new Cyclops serial killings.
Is it Hitomi?
I guess you can call me the new Cyclops killer.
Her eyes look cloud and dark. Who the hell are you?
Saito. Saito Sejima.
Actually, yeah, nope, that makes sense. But they took Hitomi, so that means Hitomi is going to be the next body.
Congressman Sejima's son.
We were a victim. Maybe hold on, I'm trying to think here. Maybe at some point Saito went into our heads. Because that's why we had our eye missing. Because I guess in that prototype you have to take an eye out. And I guess it always has to be the left one. So at some point, he went into our heads. And they did something to us.
What?
I researched Saito thoroughly, but I cannot find any images of him on the internet. He is listed on the family register, but I cannot find any photographs.
So we can't find out. So we're not going to know what he's going to look like, are we? Alright. Who was inside Iris during
That
Sunday?
was me.
You imitate her well. From the way you talked and your body language, it was like the real Iris. Earlier, too, you almost had me fooled. Your imitation of Boss was perfect.
Yes, there's a reason for that. Let me define some terms first. A person's memory and sense of self. Let's call that personality. It
I
isn't
love
quite
Boss's
the
voice
right word,
actress.
but
Just
it'll
mwah.
suffice. Now, transferring that personality into someone else's brain, let's call that parasitism. The one transferring is the parasite, the one being transferred into is the host. Are you with me so far? Moving on. Even after the personality exchange is complete, the host's memory isn't completely lost. About 1% remains in the brain.
Oh, so that's why he has to get rid of the body, because they will remember, maybe?
So, a parasite could use that 1% to imitate the language and behavior of the host. That's how I knew about the warehouse and Sunfish Pocket, by the way. Thanks to Renju and Iris's remaining memories. I'm telling you, it was me. Why are you making me repeat myself?
That means the Somnium I entered on Sunday.
That's right. It was me.
How? How does he know about the original Cyclops killer? Something else is troubling me.
What's going on here?
Yep, okay, yep, I was right. He stole your body to become the first Cyclops killer. Alright, give me details of each crime.
Before I do, there's something I want to hear from you. How did you know about the prototype sync machine? And not only that, you also seem to know what the sync machine is truly capable of. Why is that?
That's...
Regaining your memories, are you? Human memory is fractal. If you retain
Ooh.
even a single piece of it, it's possible to recreate the whole thing. Pieces of memories are like roots that grow into every corner of the brain. Gradually, slowly.
Yep, that's why.
taking its time.
Hold on a second here. So, give me a second here. I believe this route... Ah, shit. I wish I could show me which one. I believe the... Because the first route we did was the one when we discovered... So, yeah, it had to be this one. This had to be the one that took us to where we are. So, okay.
I imagine the same thing is happening in your brain right now.
A fractal is a figure with self-similarity. Allow me to explain. See this? Whichever fragment you cut, you will see a similar shape. The whole is made up of its similar parts. This is called a fractal figure. Memories in the brain are similar. That is what he is explaining. He is claiming that from a few pieces, you can rebuild the memory.
Ooh. You know about the prototype from Game and Memory? Is that right? No, that's not it.
Parallel worlds exist.
Yep. Continue.
Fine. I still have time.
time.
You'll see.
Oh,
So, where do you want me to
you're
start?
gonna swap back at some point. Just past midnight on Tuesday. Shoko was killed on Friday. If we think that as day 1, today's day 5. What was Saito doing those days? Decided to ask him.
Like you guessed, my personality was in Shoko, Renju's ex-wife. That made calling Renju easy. I need to talk to you about something. He came over without question. I think it was around 4 p.m. I had him meet me at the chemical plant. I made Renju go to sleep. Synced, switched personalities, and then stabbed Shoko's discarded body with an ice pick.
I'm guessing this happens on both timelines. This happened on the timeline to the right, and this is the left. The timeline we are on currently right now is the left timeline. Let's call it that. This is the left timeline. I have a feeling this happens on the right timeline as well. But since we don't see Renju die on the right timeline, it might be safe to assume. Let me think. When did? Because that's probably why Renju was trying to get Iris, was so that they can continue that.
I took Shoko
But we
to
somehow
Bloom
presented
Park
it
by car, using the old abandoned subway line.
Oh, hey, we were right about that.
Must have been around 8 p.m. by the time I was finished.
And that's why you had his
I
phone.
tied up Shoko to one of the merry-go-round horses. After that, I used Renju's phone to send a Nile message to Mizuki.
Mizuki, Dad got caught up in something serious.
Then, I just waited for Mizuki to arrive.
And on this right, or the left timeline here, we didn't know about the phone in the horse. Because we learned that when we did Mizuki's Somnium and we went to the left, or we went to the right. This is the left timeline. The right timeline is the other one. So that's when we heard the phone was on the right timeline. We didn't hear it on this one. Day 2, Saturday.
Until next Saturday evening, my personality was inside Renju. My next target was Iris. I knew she would be suspicious if I asked her to come to Kawasaki, so I asked her to come to Sunfish Pocket first.
All right, and they were together then.
I called her a little before 5 p.m., and she arrived just after 6.
Trying to remember. Let me look at the flowchart here. What prevented that from happening on the other timeline? Was it us talking to her? Because, well, okay, I just remembered. I believe, yeah, around 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. Remember, she was doing a live stream, and Ota saw that she got a phone call, or someone came, and she said it was Renju that came. But she ran away from him at some point. So that's what happened. Okay. Okay.
I greeted her, then convinced her to come with me.
Yep.
That's when Ota saw us. Anyway,
And that's why you
I
have to
put
get
her in
rid
the
of
car,
Ota.
then headed to the chemical plant. On the way, I made her take a sleeping pill. I knew she might run once she saw where we were going. It was around 7 p.m. when I got there, and I wasted no time switching bodies. After getting Iris's body, I used a rolled-up apron to strangle Renju to death.
And that's why all the deaths happened
Then
in
I
different
put his body in an
places.
empty oil drum I'd prepared earlier.
That also makes sense. All the deaths didn't happen where we found the bodies. All the deaths happened somewhere else, as we can see because of the blood from the eye. Because you have to take the eye out in order to switch the bodies. I don't know. I'm still a little messed up on that
I
part.
put that in the trunk of the car, then headed to Sunfish Pocket. But then, something I didn't anticipate happened.
Ota?
Waiting for the signal in Akiba, someone knocked on the window of the car. It was Ota.
Yep.
He asked me something about being able to drive. He was surprised, to say the least. I didn't have time to waste on him. But I couldn't risk him finding the oil drum in the trunk. Plus, if word got around that Renji's car was spotted driving around Akiba, that would foil my plans. So, I came up with a lie. I told him that I didn't have a license, so he had to keep it a secret.
And you knew Ota would do it.
That's what that thing referred to in Ota's Nile messages, by the way. And just like that,
Yeah, I think we learned about
I managed
that
to escape a
on the
bad situation and headed to Sunfish
other
Pocket as
timeline.
planned. The rest went exactly
Right, 'cause all that
as you already
happened.
figured out.
Okay. Sunday.
Sunday morning, I had a recording or some such thing scheduled. Oh, I am, of course, referring to Iris. I didn't want to draw suspicion, so I decided to attend, as planned. I went to Lemniscate and performed my job. And when I left, I ran into you, Date.
Yep. That's when everything happened.
To be honest, I was a little surprised. Just the previous night, I was a parasite in the body of Renju. I didn't think Ota had seen me. So, of course, I didn't expect to see you there so soon. You were on to me, but there was nothing I could do about that. If I ran, it would only increase your suspicion. So I decided to play my role. The interrogation began around 8:20 p.m., is that right? Then you synced into my mind. But you didn't get what you were looking for, did you? As a result, you had no choice but to release me.
We didn't get what we thought we were going to see.
I didn't want to go home right away. I knew there might be police waiting for me. That would make it difficult to sneak out at night. And that would put my plan in jeopardy.
And that's why.
So I asked you to take me to Marble.
Take the marble.
I tried to find an opportunity to run, but then another unexpected event occurred.
Oh, that's why she took the knife in the other timeline. In this. Okay, so in the left route, or in the left timeline that we are in right now, when we went into Iris's Somnium, we had two choices. The choice that we're on right now was the correct choice, obviously. But the other choice, we would have went to the Matsushiro Diner. So Saito was in her head then, and we went to Matsushiro. That's why she took the knife from Ota's mother, is because it was also, because it wasn't Iris, it was Saito.
I got a Nile message from Ota. I knew I could use him. So I told him I needed his help and to meet me at Marble. He did as I instructed him to do. After that, I got into the van with Ota. But because his presence was unnecessary, I asked him to stop at a convenience store to buy me something to drink. When he was gone, I took his car and drove to my parents' house where I used to live. Yes, the Sejima residence. Of course, I knew I couldn't just walk up and ring the doorbell. Hello, Father, it's been a long time. I was also in Iris's body at the time. But I thought I could use that to my advantage. So I pushed on the intercom, and sure enough, my dad invited me inside. I told him this. I want you to come with me. There's something I need to show you. He was quiet for a while, but eventually agreed, and got into the van with me. We arrived at the prototype sync machine around 11:50 p.m. By the time I was in the body of Sosejima, it was a new day.
Okay. So, should I continue?
This was yesterday, early Monday morning, past midnight. In my new body, I drugged Iris, put her in the van, and drove to a new location. Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. I arrived around 1, then prepared for the show for a couple hours.
I'm pretty sure that Monica's body is most likely still in that fishery.
Of course, when I say show, I mean dismembering Iris.
Yeah.
Because of the temperature in the warehouse, it took longer than I expected to prepare, but... well, you saw it in the video. Of course.
Yep.
I didn't anticipate Ota would show up. What does that make it? 3 times that brat has showed up unexpectedly?
Yeah.
That annoyed me to no end, and I took that out on him. Dressing him
you
up
know what?
in a
I don't blame
polar
ya.
bear was an impromptu plan on my part.
I don't blame
I
you.
didn't mean to make you think he was the killer. I just wanted to throw a wrench into the investigation. Didn't matter if you found out or not. This all happened Monday morning. I left the warehouse around 3:30 a.m.
Cool. What happened on Monday day?
There isn't much to talk about on Monday. Before noon, I used my old man's body to call this one Boss. You might not know this, but she and my father go back about 6 years. The two shared a terrible secret. Hinting at that was enough to get the boss to come running to me immediately. I injected her with a sedative, then brought her body to the chemical plant. I synced with her, exchanged our bodies.
I love how she brings up the hand and like kind of like doesn't like not plays but like moves her fingers. Just like she's typing on a floating keyboard or something. I like that. That actually looks pretty cool.
And after blowing my father's brains out, I cut his body into pieces.
Oh yeah, that's right. In the other timeline.
I stuffed the meat into a vase I'd brought earlier.
Yep.
Then drove back to my house.
Did we find? Yeah, did we find that in the other timeline or did we find it in this timeline? I don't remember. And by other timeline, I mean the timeline of Iris's Somnium, that one splits into. And did we find it in the? No. Okay. Okay, back it up. So I believe. I don't think. It wasn't this timeline because this is the timeline when we go and fight. So it must have been in this timeline when we found it. Right? Makes sense. I don't think we found it in this one. Continue. Continue. Actually, hold on. I want to see if I can save now. Just so that everything's good. Okay, yep, I just can't save in Somnium. Makes sense, by the way. It makes sense. Saito spoke with grace and no sign of remorse. I was trying to keep my anger from boiling over and kept asking him questions. Why didn't the sink victims resist after waking? Why did you dispel the bodies the way you did? Why did you take out your victim's eyes? Well, let's do this one first.
The prototype sync machine has a special feature. It administers a strong dose of sedatives to the original body, and a stimulant to the host after a sync. That kept them docile.
Why take the victim's eyes
You know
out?
all about the prototype sync machine.
Yep.
That should explain it.
Yeah, I knew. Prototype sink machine differ from the one at ABIS in a few key ways. The machine at ABIS is more sophisticated. Nano cables from the sink gear enter through the gap between the eyeballs and the socket. They then travel down the optic nerve channel to the brain. But the prototype sink machine isn't so advanced. To perform a sink, you need to remove the left eye. Yep, manually. Subject and the sinker have to remove their eye from the socket. Otherwise, the cables cannot connect to the brain. Of course, even with the eye removed, severing the connection, the brain isn't necessary. The extended eyeball still has the optic nerve and blood vessels connected. If there's sink, the eye is supposed to be replaced back into the socket. It's supposed to be safe, side effects are rare. Unless the nerve or blood vessels are damaged somehow, replacing the eyeball isn't too difficult.
Of course, I don't really care about eyes. I don't need them. All I cared about was exchanging bodies with the sink. And for that, I needed to remove the left eye.
Why didn't you just put the eyes back when you were done?
That's obvious. Once I was finished transferring into a new body, the old one was of no concern to me. Why would I bother replacing the eye? I was just going to get rid of it anyway.
Why did you display the eyes the way you did?
To harass you.
Well, that makes sense.
I wanted to bring out the hatred in you. That's why I called Mizuki to Bloom Park. That's why I streamed Iris's murder. Because they were important to you, weren't they? I wanted you to feel cornered, trapped. I wanted to punish you, Kaname Date.
Where are the eyeballs that you removed? Ate them!
Shoko's is in Renju. Renju's is in Iris.
Yep, I was right. They had them each eat them.
Iris's is in Dad. Dad's is in Boss.
Gross.
Their stomachs, I mean.
You sick bastard.
Yes, I ate them.
They were
Immediately
delicious!
after exchanging personalities.
How horrible.
What's your motive?
Homicide is my hobby.
Well,
I have
that's...
a tenacity for it, what can I say? Of course, it was also necessary to make sure people kept their mouths shut. If I took over someone's body, they would know about my crimes. I couldn't risk them reporting me, so I killed them. It was also a matter of revenge. Against you. It's personal. That's why I chose people close to you as targets.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Except for my father, of course. That was personal to me. But don't ask. It's embarrassing.
You killed your stepsister. You know that, right? Or not stepsister, half-sister. Revenge against me.
This series of murders was like a journey for me. You know, traveling through bodies to finally reach the end. That's the thing about traveling. You always wind up in the same place, don't you? Where do you think that is? Your home. A trip is only complete once you return home.
Oh, okay. You know what? That makes sense.
The same goes for me. When I return home, my travels will come to an end. So I'll be needing it back. My body.
Oh my god! This! Okay, I was half right. The body we are in is not our own body. This is Saito Tsujima's body. And oh my, and our real body is 89. Not Monica. 80. This is Date's real body. This is Date Kaname. Oh, okay, so hold on. So, who's... Okay, let's back it up here. Shoko... So, Shoko did something first. No, let's back this up. Okay. The original Cyclops killer is Rohan and this dude. Well, he just killed them. That's why we see... Maybe... No, it had to be this dude, because Iris and Hitomi would have both recognized Date's current body. I'm trying to figure out how or when they switched. It was 6 years ago. They switched. That's why we don't have memory. Because Boss wiped it from us. Or something like that. So, this is not our body, is what I'm getting at. Holy fuck.
You stole my body. You took it from me 6 years ago. That's why I want revenge.
What are you talking about?
You have no idea what it was like inside my own head. I miss it. I miss my brain, Date. No matter how many people I killed, it never worked. I never felt happy. I feel miserable.
You mean?
He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Right, we learned this.
Oh, that's right. My old body. How are you finding it, Date?
This body is yours?
That's what I've been telling you!
But I don't have the same oxytocin deficiency you did.
That is because I regularly supplement it.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
They must have increased your dosage too much.
That makes sense.
No, but the person who had this disorder was number 89, the original Cyclops killer.
Nope, that's your body.
That is what I believed as well. But we must have misunderstood. Pewter did not specify who exactly was imprisoned.
Right.
Only that one of the original culprits responsible was currently in prison.
Oh, and he mentioned
That's strange.
prison in someone else's head.
That would mean number 89 is the previous chairman, Rohan.
So wait. Rohan's body. So wait, Rohan's mind is in number 89's body now. 89 is me? Or am I Rohan?
That must be it.
No. Rohan's mind was in 89, so...
Rohan is a parasite inside number 89's brain.
Yes.
Pewter must have known that.
No way.
I was... Yeah, me too, Date. Didn't understand any of it.
Let us determine the specifics using Saito as our starting point.
Okay.
Whose brain was he in before Boss?
So Sejima.
So's.
And before So?
Iris.
Iris. And before that, Renju.
And before that, it was
And
Shoko.
before that, Shoko.
was he in at before
And before
Shoko?
Shoko?
Whose body were you in before Shoko?
I was a parasite inside Rohan's brain 6 years ago until last year. I'd lost most of my memories. I was a shell of a man.
Okay,
They housed
so
me in a special hospital.
okay, so Shoko's mind. Oh, okay. So Rohan didn't die of suicide. It was actual murder, but it looked like a suicide, so nobody questioned it. So then before Rohan, you were in 89, and before 89, you were in your body, which is my body. So I'm 89. Let's start this again. Okay. Yes, Saito, I'm in Saito's body right now. Saito went to my body, which is 89's body. 89's mind went into my body. Wait. 89 is Date, is the real Date. Date's mind is now currently in this body, which is Saito's body. So then Saito moved Rohan's brain into 89, Shoko, and yada yada yada.
But
Okay.
I still had those fragments of my mind left. Just as I explained earlier. From a single piece, you can recreate the whole.
Okay, you know what?
I took my time, slowly regaining my memories.
This game is the... I still love Steins Gate a little bit more, but holy shit, this is a definitely close second. This is a good close second for visual novel games.
I remembered everything. I left the hospital and immediately sought out Shoko Nadami. I got her body, and she was in Rohan's. When she saw herself in the mirror, she lost her mind.
Okay.
She was confused, panicking, running up the emergency staircase, and then...
Bye-bye. Dad, bitch.
That's why Rohan committed suicide.
Yep.
After that, I spent a year perfecting my plan, using Shoko's body. I spied on you all this time. That's why I know everything about you.
Before Rohan, you were in 89.
In that body you are operating right now, in that skull,
Oh.
my personality lived there.
Wait, hold on. If what you're saying is true, what about my personality?
It was in Rohan.
I'm not Rohan!
Correct. It is just as he explained earlier. Number 89 was in Rohan's body.
So I'm 89. Wait. So before Rohan, he was in his normal body. But then he went into... Okay, maybe they'll explain this.
That's... my real...
Neat. I'm the cool badass. Hey, so now it's not weird that I love Hitomi. Okay.
Sorry, but time's up. I want my body back. It's quite simple. Sync with me and stay inside my mind for more than 6 minutes.
And if I refuse?
I know that you won't. I know it.
Huh?
Date, look! This is streaming live!
Oh, well. Shit.
Damn you!
If you give me back my body, I will give you the location.
Oh, and it's because I love her.
Oh, and of course, it isn't the chemical plant in the Kawasaki district.
Aiba, where's the source?
It is being routed through numerous IPs.
Lovely.
I cannot identify the source.
Pewter, contact headquarters, now!
Got it!
Now, what will you do? Will you agree to my request?
Base Saito. Yeah, hey, look. Fireworks, dislikes humans. Hobbies, murder. Skills, stabbing, strangling, killing, shooting. Saito is Sojima's son. His mother died giving birth to him, born with a brain dysfunction that left him unable to properly secrete oxytocin. He can only feel pleasure from murder. NPO representative. Huh, weird that we still have the same thing. So who's this? We'll find out in the other file. Let me save. Let's save on this file. Dun 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 dun. Nah.
Date, I'm hurt. Don't you care about what happens to her? Do you understand the gravity of this situation? A bomb is strapped to her body. You're too stubborn. Or maybe you're just cold-hearted. You want to see what will happen when her flesh burns and tears and scatters? If you aren't quick, you'll see the whole thing. You know I'm not bluffing, don't you?
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing it. There we go. Didn't agree, no matter how many times he demanded it of me. Refused again and again. Whoa! Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree, aren't I? When I saw it, I understood. Boss' body rolled into the corner of the room. Didn't want to think anymore. Anything, nothing. Closed my eyes and ran my palm across my face. I could taste blood. Bad end! Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't get a trophy for that. That's bullshit. Let's save on this one. It's in the interrogation room, so. There's the practice save. Alright, let's just load that back up. For realsies this time. This one. I actually like this when, like, you come back. Alrighty, fine, I'll do it, you bastard.
Date!
See? I knew you wouldn't refuse. I know you well, don't I, Date?
Just hold on. Wait 1 minute here. Aiba, please pop out of there.
I did it. I did it. I'm back. I got it all back.
Hey, where's Hitomi?
All right. I'll tell you as promised. Boss's house. However, it might be too late by now.
What?
Oh, fuck me.
Why?
Return my body and I'll tell you the location. That's what I said. I didn't lie. I kept my promise.
You bastard!
You're the one who injured that body. It's your own fault, really.
Damn it.
Aiba!
Be seeing you.
Fucking Aiba, do something! Hi! Thanks, Aiba.
Date, are you alright?
Aiba's voice barely resonated. My eyesight was hazy, a heap of broken images. Sweat was building on my palms. Felt like my throat was closing up and I was struggling for breath. In my ears, the rushing blood of my heartbeat was the only sound.
Everyone's dead.
Shoko, Ranju, Iris, Ota, Hitomi, Boss. Oh yeah, Boss was in So's head. Flesh remains, the mind is lost.
I couldn't do anything. Saito had me right where he wanted me. Nothing.
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 Parallel worlds exist.
Words suddenly echoed in my head. Can't remember who or where or why. But I thought that if there really was such a world, and me in that world, I is another.
Could I have had a better future?
Yes! You could have gone back into your old body! I prayed that I could. Felt my consciousness sink into a black abyss. Oh, this is so good. This is so fucking good! Okay, let's talk a bit here. So, I was... Oh my god. Oh my god! So the whole... Okay. This is definitely borrowing from the Nomori games series. The Zero Escape series. With the whole parallel world things. It's borrowing from that. I think that's really the only thing it's borrowing from. Oh my god, this game is fantastic. Oh, I love it. Oh my god, this game, this game might have been my top 5. You know, yep, it would have definitely been my top 5. It probably would have been number 5. Sorry, Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 5 definitely would have been lower than this. I think my top 3 maybe not would have changed that much. Well, now I think about it, maybe Fire... This game might have been better than Fire Emblem, in my opinion. This game might have been better than Fire Emblem, in my opinion. Man, I don't know. I can't really give... I really can't give that a good... Because I haven't played through all of Fire Emblem's routes. I'm not even halfway through this. I'm not even halfway through, Oh, they don't have, Renju's voice in here. That's weird. Well, maybe it's only because of this route. Well, I know what okay. I'm watching Nico B doing the Blue Lines route of Fire Emblem, so I basically know everything that he knows at this point of Blue. The only one I really don't know about is Golden Deer, but I think Golden Deer is a better one to be the last one. So the first one should either be Black Eagles or Blue Lines. And as you all know, if you watched my playthrough of Fire Emblem, it was Black Eagles, and I played both routes. And I don't get me wrong, I'm liking the Blue Lines route, but I might be biased because I picked it first, but so far the Black Eagles route is still like, yeah, no, this one's still better. Like, I agree 100% more with Edelgard than anyone so far. I didn't like doing the other route in Black Eagle because I'm like, no, we are so in the wrong with this. Like, Edelgard's stuff was brilliantly done. So, but I don't know how Blue Lines ends. Nico is pretty close to it. So far, it's somewhat similar to how the other routes in Black Eagles goes if you don't side with Edelgard. And by that, I mean, just add the Blue Lines route in there instead and like, hey, fixing Dimitri with his crazy mind. But yeah, no, ooh. I think I'm still enjoying this game a little bit more than what I played of Fire Emblem so far. So Fire Emblem probably would have been number 5. This would have been number 4. Kingdom Hearts 3 would have been number 3. Sekiro still number 2. Actually, you know what? Maybe I put Sekiro at 4. Fire Emblem at 5. And this at 2. Or Kingdom Hearts 3 at 4. No, I still... And Sekiro would be 5, then Fire Emblem. I don't know. The thing's a lot... It would have been a lot different. Holy fuck! Oh my god, that's so good. And we still have one more ending to see. So, one final ending to see. Oh my god. Ooh. Ugh, okay. Okay.